Whoa,
What?
this is different. There's like a chair here. I think today's episode is a little bit different, guys. Welcome back, first of all.
Yeah, welcome back into the
Welcome
show.
back into the show. We got a special guest for y'all.
Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me on here, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no props. This is our boy Rick. You want to tell me about yourself?
So I graduated from Culver City High School back in 2018, and just like them, I'm going to be a sophomore in college, and I go to the University of Utah.
I heard recently you had like a pretty big accomplishment, something that he did.
Oh yeah,
Recently.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, what was that? You want to tell me?
So me and Matthew ran the Los Angeles Marathon.
Wow.
As you can see.
Yeah, there's the man back there.
Was it hard?
It was quite the experience. I mean, just being able to train with you and just like see how we were progressing, and then when the actual day of the marathon came,
That was crazy.
yeah, it was very momentous.
Oh, I never thought we'd
it was
actually
crazy.
make it. Oh.
Yeah, like when Matthew shot me, like I remember he posted it on his gram, and then Rick posted it, and then I shot Matthew a text and be like, congrats on this. It's crazy. I can't wait like for you to talk to me about how it was. I'm in my head, I'm like, am I ever gonna do a marathon? And I'm like, not anytime soon. Probably.
But you're doing
before
it.
I die.
You're doing
That's
it.
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
got
do
it.
it
You
before
got
I
it.
die.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Rick. So me and Matthew had a conversation a little earlier. We want to get your take on it. Best animated movie ever. Your opinion.
Okay, so this is not a movie that anyone's gonna know because just like Matthew, and he's already gone. He's already gone. He's opening the door, and he is out of here. But just like Matthew, I watch a lot of actual anime. So my favorite movie is Suzumiya Haruhi: The Disappearance. It was a really interesting movie because there was a lot of flaws in the main series that the movie really helped clarify, and it encapsulated it a lot better. That's why it was like one of my favorite movies, or the favorite.
Okay. Alright. I've never actually watched it, so, but I do need to get on its head
Yeah,
eventually.
and he's disappointed.
I think it was Incredibles 2.
Yeah, we all do that, yeah. Unfortunately.
What if you had to choose which one you would watch right now? What would you watch?
Well, I've seen Your Name, and I've seen Incredibles 2,
Okay.
and I would say that Your Name is
What?
definitely
Let's go!
Man, these haters are
Yes!
What?
Yes! See?
Oh my goodness. No.
Anyways, as for Rick is huge into League of Legends and I guess also esports. And Rick, you did mention something about how you did want to play for your University of Utah's team in terms of esports. I guess get into the bigger picture of like, do you think esports would be considered an actual sport, and why?
And Rick, also he played tennis, runs cross country, so he does physical activities for sports too. So
This
I feel like
goes
he'd
you
be
in
a good-
basketball.
He'd be a really
That too. Can't forget that.
Player comparison is the one and only Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece, but yeah, you
The nasty Euro.
Oh,
That's
goodness.
what it was
Oh,
on.
everyone is what? Too small! If you're a hooper, you know that reference. Anyways, but yeah, go ahead.
So I think definitely esports is a sport. It's one of the largest spectator sports in the world right now, actually. The World Championship last year for League of Legends actually got more viewership than the Super Bowl did.
Wow.
Wait, really? I
This
didn't
past
know
year.
that.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I didn't know either. Wow.
So that's like an insane statistic. I mean, obviously the NBA Finals as well, because Super Bowl's even
Yeah.
bigger than that. So
Yeah.
it's a huge spectator sport. There's tons of money in the industry, and so I think it's really legitimate. And like they fill arenas of like 50,000, 75,000, and so it's definitely, if it's not already here, like it is on its way for sure.
Okay,
Like,
so
it's not going
I'll
anywhere.
play devil's advocate. But where's like the physical component? Like, are you gonna make the argument that like moving your fingers really fast is gonna be what the exercise you get? Like, what argument do you have for like the physical aspect of it?
Well, I wouldn't argue it. That's
Okay.
not where the strength lies in the
Ooh,
argument of it
okay.
being a sport. The argument of it being a sport, the strongest point to make is that there are people that will go and watch it. And just like any other sport, it's more about the entertainment
Okay.
and people wanting to invest their time into it.
Mhm.
And I think that's really where something becomes a sport, when you have people that want to go see other people that are better than them
Mm.
perform it.
That's wow. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I mean, also like chess has already been like recognized as an actual sport, and chess doesn't require any physical activity to actually. Well, I guess any restraining or like.
Requires about the same
Yeah,
physical activity
pretty
as
much.
playing a video
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
Almost. Yeah.
And I don't see how a video game can be considered a sport when it's a bigger industry than even chess and even regular sports and I guess regular sports. Like you're gonna tell me that, because I know a lot of news outlets they would get on like video games' head saying like, oh, esports it can't be actual sport because there is not really any physical value to it, and it's just I don't understand why that should be the argument for why it has to be a sport. Like, why does sports require any like physical activity? That's not the whole point of a sport.
Absolutely, like, yeah. I guess they only say that because all other sports besides esports require physical activity.
I think it's just honestly just stigmatized that.
Like esports is its own thing, though, right? There is no comparison to esports in terms of like a sport that doesn't require physical play, but you still name it a sport.
There shouldn't be a distinguishable difference between esport and sport. I think honestly, just call it a sport. We don't have to call it esports. Like the fact that we're labeling esports, I feel like also already makes it not like people think that it's not a traditional sport.
Okay, well, what do you have to say about like the mental aspect of it? Like cross country, like let's say you have, I don't know, you're on the last mile, like you have to get that mental push to be like, hey, I can finish this and finish strong. Is there like a mental aspect of it, like you do?
Yeah, I think there's very strong parallels between conventional sports and esports because the mental aspect of esports is mostly it has to rely on almost, like, because as you said, there's not really that much of a physical aspect to it. And so I think there's even more so of a mental side to it because there is the focus, there is like the long hours of practice that you put in every single day. And then when it comes game day and you have to deal with all those pressures of the opponent you're facing and all the preparation you've been doing up to that, I think there are very strong differences and similarities sharing it.
Can you guys? I want you guys, because I know you guys both play League a lot, and you guys are both real good. Can you first say how many hours of your life you've put into League, and then you just say how good you are in the world? Like, what's your rank again?
In terms of how long I've played, I've been playing League since 2014. Yeah, 2014.
5 years.
So yeah, about 5 years. Honestly, I don't know how many hours I've put in. It's definitely been more than like
10,000.
yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
I've been playing for 5 years. It only makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not even like I honestly never thought that I'd actually play to get good at it. Because a lot of games are just you play it to have fun or for that.
I mean, you don't start playing basketball or soccer or football
Exactly.
thinking that you're going to be like, the next
A pro
Kobe
player,
or the next Tom
exactly.
Brady,
Yeah.
You just like start.
Personally, for me, like I play a lot because I want to get better. I still want to get better because I'm not like obviously I'm still not the best. I can't be the best until I actually keep practicing more. I'm trying to actually play for UCLA's esports team, their League of Legends team. So that's like kind of what I'm going for. Like like Rick said, when I first started, I wasn't really looking into like playing the ranked scene or playing any pro play. Now that I've gotten to a certain spot with my ranking, it's like I feel like I have a good chance of actually turning it into like some sort of career. I guess going back to my ranking, I don't know exactly what my ranking is. 0.01.
Of what?
% of the top players.
In the world?
Yeah. No. Not in the world. North America. North America.
Yeah, North.
Wow, that's really good.
Should be the same for Rick too.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
So, like
but yeah.
5,000?
Oh yeah, no. In terms of the hours, yeah. Matthew might even have surpassed me at this point. I started in 2013 though, so I started like a year earlier than he did. Kind of started out the same. Like I was actually, one of the worst players out of my friend group. I guess it's kind of like that drive that you get from being the worst because you want to get better than your friends. So that's kind of how it started. So I first just like aimed for that. I was like, okay, I'll try to get better than all of my friends. And then kind of like a year and a half later, I was already in one of the highest rankings. So I was like, well, let's just keep pushing this thing and see where I can take it. And like Matthew, I'm also trying out for my school's team, University of Utah, in this fall. We'll see how that goes.
Wait, quick calculation. I just want to calculate how many hours there are in a year. 6.
Or is it 2
Oh!
years?
Actually, 1 year is actually 9,408 hours.
Okay, so you'd spend a whole year.
Yeah.
So out of the last.
So you spent a
like-
year dedicated to league, roughly.
Yeah, I mean that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Because considering what my workload was like back in the day, on weekends I would play around 12 to 14 hours a day, and then during the weekdays, when school would get out at 3, I would play
That's
League
true, yeah.
nonstop
Yeah.
to like either like 11 or 12.
League is definitely addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were playing 8 hours every single day, you'd reach the 10,000 hours in like 3 or 4 years.
I'd say
So,
so,
yeah. I mean, I don't play like that anymore, and neither do you
Yeah,
really.
no, no,
but
really.
we've definitely already passed
Yeah,
10,000
yeah.
hours.
They
That
put
is
in the
for
work.
sure.
What's good about esports is that, like, for example, in basketball, in order to go pro, like, you'd have to have the genes, like the genetics. 1 and like 2, you have to be like really talented. If you have a 6'8" mom and a 7-foot dad, like you have a really good chance of going pro, and you have the talent. But like with esports, right, you don't need the genetics.
It's all
Like,
about
you don't.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of like psyche involved in it, but like a lot of it is like hand speeds too, right? And just like understanding things that are going on in the game, just reacting to it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'll get out of it what you put into it, pretty much. Like if
That's
you're
what
really
I'm saying.
serious about like trying to develop yourself and learning the right way to play a game, that's how you're actually gonna become good, I would say.
Sounds good.
Key,
Israel?
it's time for the WDK of the day. For those of you who are new and don't know what the segment is, Key.
Okay, so the opposite host, well, okay, first of all, it stands for We Don't Know, but the opposite host creates a challenge for the guest and the host, and basically, if they don't do it, they have a punishment involved, and that's the only way to get out of the shell by completing it. And this week it's his turn. So Israel has had a very sketchy past with WDKs,
Entertaining past. It's not sketchy at all.
and he kind of okay, yeah.
Let's get into
Anyway.
it. So they don't know obviously what the WDK is. We're getting this for the first time. It's raw reaction. So let me go get it right now. Actually, I have to switch things up. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is their punishment.
What is that? Sounds is that hot wings? Yeah. they're
Buffalo
hot
Wild Wings, hot wings. These are extremely hot. So, change things up a bit, guys. So, this is going to be your punishment. Eating these wings without any milk or water is your punishment.
Oh, that's not too bad. That doesn't
Okay.
sound.
Say that now.
Okay, well,
Okay.
actually,
Wait,
I
is
don't know
there
how hot
like
they are.
different hot ratings?
Oh, yeah.
And so you pick like one of the highest ones.
Okay. So, they have the blazing hot wings, which you have to sign a consent form to eat.
What?
Because they're super hot. I've tried it. I actually when I was in school, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. I was like, "Can I try the blazing hot wings?" I signed a form. She said, "Israel, are you sure?" She gave me a French fry to try it with the sauce. Because it's the sauce that's hot. I couldn't finish the French fry. That's how
You were gonna give that to
Wow.
us.
I was gonna
To kill us. If we had to eat 4 of those, that's not possible.
So I went one level down. I think it was 4 levels of hot. So this is like the 3rd. Okay, so it's not blazing hot, but it's right underneath that.
Do I need a consent form for this?
No. This, you die, you die. It's on you.
It's
So-
not their life.
You guys ready for the challenge?
Okay, yeah.
So,
What?
today's challenge is going to involve these 2 things, right? 2 spoons, 2 eggs. We're going to go out, guys. You guys both going to carry these in your mouths. You're going to race to me. Whoever reaches me without dropping it is the
Oh,
winner.
what?
Okay? Let's do
Why
this.
is it? Wait. I thought. Wait. Why is it both of us? Wait.
The loser who drops it has to eat this.
Wait.
What do you mean? There has to be.
I thought we were splitting it.
What? Alright, guys, we're about to get this challenge started right now. Rick, Key, on your marks, get set, go! Cue the music. It's coming. Rick's walking fast. Rick's walking real fast. Rick's almost here. Key, you coming? Rick's here. Rick's pretty much here. You just gotta pass me. You just gotta pass me. Go this way, Rick. Over that way. Oh! Rick got me first. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was super close. There we go.
I was speed walking.
Yeah, it was really speed walking. How do you feel?
pretty good right now that I don't have to eat hot wings. You know?
Me too. I feel really glad for you.
I'm gonna kill you later.
Hold it. How do you feel? All right, guys, so we're back here. Lab. All right, guys, we're back in here. Matthew's ready. He's looking really stoked for this. Me and Rick are like looking so forward to watching him eat this right now. Water and milk, which he can have after he finishes. He can't drink any of it. It's over for him. Like, I feel so sorry.
Dude, this guy literally. So when he was moving the wings around, he had some sauce on his fingers and he licked them on accident. And he was like, "Oh God!" And he washed. It was not even a lot. It was just on his fingers, like the residue on his fingers. And the man literally had to wash his mouth out and get my milk, the milk that he set down for me. And he took some of my milk. And I'm gonna.
It's bad. It's bad. It's real bad.
No.
All right, 3, 2,
Oh shit.
1.
Wait.
It's gonna be
I'll try.
big boy bite.
Yo, a big boy bite right now. If you just eat it.
Oh,
he's starting to taste it now.
Rick, if he reaches for the cups, take them back.
It's gonna hit me later. I know it's not hitting me now.
Yeah, it comes a little after, but I would keep on eating. I'd recommend that.
Trying not to die. I'm starting to feel it.
No, you
How do I look? Okay, wait. Oh God!
Alright, now look him clean.
Oh! Ah! Wait.
I want Rick to be in pain with you. Rick, you can get yours right now too.
He's crying now, right? He's crying.
This isn't attractive.
It's just lingering, bro. It doesn't go away. Dude, is my face red?
It's not.
I feel like I'm burning up. Woo! And we're back.
Matthew's still recovering. How do you feel, Keith?
My lips still burn, bro. I can feel it.
He doesn't eat spicy at all, guys.
I really don't. I'm not even exaggerating. Like literally that bad.
Yeah, this is real bad. Do you want to show me your lips? You should go up to the camera and show me your lips. Yeah. Shout out to Rick for completing the challenge. Shout out to Rick for being on the pod today.
Thank you.
Shout out to
Yeah, thanks for having me,
Yeah.
by the way.
thanks for watching.
Thank
Any
you.
last words you want to say to the people?
Last
No,
words.
but thanks for having me again. And
Any plugs? Any plugs?
Plugs?
Any
Oh.
plugs.
Social media, Twitch, anything.
Add me on League, Righton, Ritan.
Well, I think it's that time, Matthew. I think it's time to head out the show. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Alright,
Thank
so
you.
nice.
Yes.
Hey, guys.